Man, dude, it's always so fun to have you on the podcast. I really appreciate you coming
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Yeah, dude. I had a good time too. Thanks so much for having me. Yeah, it's been a really good time. I think we've had some hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, before you go, I'd love to ask you one last question for the road. I think it's a pretty good one. Is a podcast a podcast? So good question. Really, really good question. In my humble opinion, and each person's opinion is merely their own, as we know, as we discussed in this podcast. I think that a podcast is not a podcast. Quite frankly, I think that's a bit too simple. I think we should give the universe a little more credit than that when it comes to what something can and can't be. I think it's a little reductive, a little dismissive, other if words and other, it just makes it very small, and it makes your viewpoint, your focal point, a little too small. And I think what a lot of people might be able to appreciate is that anything you set your mind to, it might as well just be. You know what I mean? So, in short, no, a podcast is not a podcast. Okay. So you're saying that a podcast is not a podcast, or you're saying that a podcast is not just a podcast? No, I think I made it pretty clear that I'm saying a podcast is not a podcast. It's not even a little bit like a podcast. It's its own thing entirely. Right. Sorry. But it's a podcast is a podcast. Like it just is. Like it's
No.
It's
See,
that
that's
exact thing.
that's where you're wrong.
Man, it's like this. If I wake up in the morning and I tell myself, eat that ice cream, what am I going to do? I'm going to eat that ice cream. If I wake up and I tell myself, don't eat anything, get those abs going, I'm going to get those abs going, man. 1,000% of the time, man. Come on. Okay, so I think you're referring to intermittent fasting, and that's kind of a topic I don't even want to get into. I'm sorry for bringing it up. I thought that this would just kind of be a cordial goodbye to go on. It was actually kind of a joke, and I didn't expect you to take it so existentially. Yeah, dude. Well, I was gonna major in philosophy, but then I didn't. I decided on political science just because I'm an innately political guy. What can I say? If I say something that upsets you, that's your loss. Definitely. Well, I'm never going to speak to you again. Wait. I was you the whole time? Anyway, that's the end of the video.